don't pay rent, you don't pay council tax, you don't pay electricity, you don't pay water bill. What's affecting you? TFL. Get out of here, bruv. I went to Target yesterday and bought 2 bottles of hair product, a bottle of shampoo, a box of trash bags, and 1 Halloween decoration. $70 on my Target Red card. That's with my 5% discount.
I really have no fucking clue how people afford this day and age with normal average jobs.
I'm sorry, but when did it start costing $1 million to live in today's day and age?
Average salary that Australians need to feel rich.
Oh. What is a cost of living recession? This is a term I think I made up, but it seems pretty apt for what we've got going on right now.
Or $6.20 for a slightly bigger piece. How much does the whole one cost? Like $50 or something?
Hi everyone, and welcome to the TikTok Inflation. Today we're gonna do a reaction video about the cost of living in America. Guys, it's getting crazy out there. Alright, buckle up. Let's go.
Are you guys old enough to remember the $5 footlong? I got a straight up plain old roast beef footlong combo today in Seattle, Washington. Any guesses as to how much this bitch set me back today? Almost $22.
Now I don't know what you're saying, but at the same time, this is not even real food. And it's $22?
I went to Target yesterday and bought 2 bottles of hair product, a bottle of shampoo, a box of trash bags, and 1 Halloween decoration. $70 on my Target Red card. That's with my 5% discount. My son's looking at the cart and going, Mom, this was $70. We didn't even get anything. Yeah, I know, kid. And he doesn't even remember a time when you could get a 2-bedroom apartment in a decent area of town for $600 a month. Now a 1-bedroom apartment in a mediocre part of town is $2,000 a month. Gas is $5.49 a gallon. It cost me $65 to fill up my tank. Before COVID, my grocery bill per month was $350. Now it's $600 a month, and I buy the exact same amount of groceries. This shit is out of control. What does the bourgeoisie think that the outcome of this is going to be? They cannot possibly believe that extracting every last dime out of the working class by inflating all of the prices and paying us poverty wages is a sustainable economic model. And the thing is that I could be mad at the bourgeoisie all day long, but they are doing exactly what is expected. They are greedy sociopaths. This is what they do. I am more mad at Americans because instead of uniting against this common enemy who is robbing us blind, we are fighting over whether or not drag queens can read books to children. At what point are we going to stop taking this shit lying down, put our foots down, and say, F this, and not allow it anymore?
I'm sorry, but when did it start costing $1 million to live in today's day and age? Look, I normally never complain about this stuff because I'm a travel nurse and I get free accommodation and a higher salary. But I don't get annual leave, I don't get sick leave, so when I'm not working, I notice it. And so far it's been fine. I have had 2 months off. I've just had 3 weeks unpaid placement, and I still have another month off because I don't have a contract lined up yet. And so I don't feel like I have any reason to complain. But when the cost of bread is $4.50, that's fucked. I know it's so silly because it's like, oh my gosh, I'm complaining about the cost of bread. And then how much was milk? Let me check the milk was. This isn't even for me. I'm buying this for my niece and my nephew and like my sister because I'm staying at theirs. So I bought them some stuff for dinner as well. Okay, so milk was $4.50 and bread was $4.40. Because I don't drink normal. I don't really drink milk. I usually just have like packet sachets for the coffee, like there's milk powder and that, so I never really need milk. And then I got some Kievs, which were reasonably cheap. I got 9 for $11, bananas $3 for 3, and then I got some sushi, and that was it. But then it came to $40.30 for 6 things. Got some garbage bags as well. So yeah, all of that cost me nearly as much as I make in 1 hour, and for someone with like a normal paying job, that's more than what they would earn in 1 hour. Like, the cost of living is just fucked, to be honest. Really don't know how people are surviving with children, with other dependents. Like, it's a lot.
Law student Kalia Frost is down to 1 meal a day.
Got some bread and cheese in there, so it should last a couple more days, hopefully. People are going hungry People are putting themselves in really risky situations because of this cost of living crisis.
And it's not just food.
I've heard people skipping out on car insurance or personal medication because they just simply cannot afford to live.
It's like exceeds my budget and it's keep exceeding and exceeding.
Student-run welfare programs are springing up all across the country, but they're struggling to meet demand.
And the crazy thing about it is, by the time you graduate, AI will be way much better. And they might replace you by an AI like ChatGPT.
We cannot even afford to live in this country. We can't even afford to die in this country. The Republican Party is bought and paid for by the same greedy sociopaths who are robbing you, me, and our families blind every day. They are manipulating you into believing that they are going to save you from the problems that they created in your life. They have not walked a single inch in your working class shoes. They have no idea the struggle that you and I go through every day in this economy just to feed our families and keep them safe.
I don't know what to say anymore besides the fact that she's right. And I agree with her completely. But also, like, the government is taking our hard-earned money, our tax dollar, and send it to a country that we don't even give a fuck. How that makes sense?
I have a serious question. You people that don't pay rent, when we're talking about the cost of living crisis, why are you acting like you can relate? Like what? You don't pay rent, you don't pay council tax, you don't pay electricity, you don't pay water bill. What's affecting you? TFL? Get out of here, bruv.
So here am I, I'm about to touch the meat. Every time you touch this damn meat, watch, I'm touching it again.
I really have no fucking clue how people afford this day and age with normal average jobs. And it's like, I was a server for almost 8 years and I never once made more than like 40 grand. And that was me making decent money. I was making $20 to $30 an hour. But it doesn't matter because the average cost to live in America is like $3 grand a month or something. And that times 12 is like almost 40 grand, you know? Maybe that was enough money to live off of 4 or 5, more like 20 fucking years ago. It's unfortunate, but it's just not enough money anymore. And it's like the video that I stitched. She was talking about how someone she knew was a teacher and how she didn't make enough money. My best friend is a teacher. She is so passionate. She is so knowledgeable about what she does, but she will never make the amount of money that she deserves, you know? She still lives with her fucking mom, and I don't blame her. I still live with my parents, even though I'm making really good money, because I know that the second that I move out, I'm going to be throwing away quadruple the amount of money that I already am, because shit is just so damn expensive.
Yeah, what she's talking about, that's a fact. So many people are still worrying about, like, if they're going to make it or not. And also, I don't know what can be done to fix this mess we're currently in, besides electing the right president. Because at least he's not gonna spend billions and billions of dollars and send it to another country.
Like I said, I don't have a quote-unquote normal job anymore. I work online, I do affiliate and digital marketing, and everything that I do to make money is at the top on my page. If you want help doing what I'm doing, please reach out. I would love to help you. But yeah, it genuinely hurts me to sit here and think that people who are such hard workers, who have so much knowledge, are just not getting paid what they deserve, especially my best friend.
They are gaslighting you into believing that I am your enemy so that you're distracted while they continue to do their dirt behind your back, because they know that if you knew what they were doing, you wouldn't vote for them anymore. Why are you listening to them? The Democratic Party, with the exception of a very small few, is filled with weak and spineless politicians who placate to everyone just so that they can get reelected because they want to maintain some semblance of power in Congress. Why are you placing all of your faith and hope in this party to save us? Your religious leaders are funded by the same corporate sponsors who have bought your politicians. And they are weaponizing your faith against you so that you are distracted by a made-up enemy, your gay neighbor or your liberal coworker.
Or alien, like for real. But for me, I don't give a fuck about alien. My objective is just to go out, make money, and live a comfortable life. Like, I don't care about alien. Do you? If you do, let me know down in the comment down below, guys.
You know it's fucked up when the government comes out and says there's actually fucking aliens, And 90% of people are so fucking burnt out just trying to survive, they don't give a flying fuck about it.
So that you are not paying attention to the extreme financial crimes that they are committing against all of us right under your nose. In the richest country in the world, 500,000 people are homeless when there are more than enough homes to house them, and millions of children are hungry or food insecure, having their one free meal taken away from them at school. 10-year-olds are being forced to bear the child of their rapist. People are rationing their insulin and dying because they cannot afford health care. The water's polluted, the air is polluted, the soil is devoid of nutrients because we have oversaturated it in pesticides. We're not going to be able to grow our own food in the coming decades. The planet is literally dying. And they are putting hotels up in space and telling you that they can't afford to pay you a living wage, and you are believing them. This period is going to go down in the history books as one of the most epic failures that America ever allowed to happen. Future generations are going to study this time in history and ask themselves, why did they not do anything? How could they not see? And if you're sitting behind your phone right now and thinking to yourself, it's not me, it's those goddamn weirdo trans kids, then you are the people that they will be talking about. Wake the up.
Average salary that Australians need to feel rich. Oh. For baby boomers, it's $306,505. For Gen X, $294,705,000. For millennial, $345,000 and $785,000. But for Gen Z, it is $474,000. What?
I just budgeted my paycheck that I get tomorrow, and I have $317 left over after my bills for 2 weeks. I'm gonna have to be a hermit.
Look, I understand as much as the next person that we are in a cost of living crisis, but I'm just saying a bottle of water, nothing special, just a bottle of water does not need to be almost $5. This is a regular 600ml bottle of water. Why does it have to be so expensive?
$2.60 for that. Or $6.20 for a slightly bigger piece. How much does the whole one cost? Like $50 or something?
Nah. This gotta be a joke. Come on, man.
But I fucking hate that phrase, cost of living crisis, right? The cost of living. It's the living that's the problem, right? Like somehow it's our fault for being alive. The arrogance of it all, right? Personally, I thought it was because corporate greed had manifested itself into basic human rights like shelter, electricity, and warmth. But no, it's all the living I've been doing. That's the issue. God. If I could just not be alive, that'd be great. That'd be so convenient. Actually, I'm thinking about dying for the winter. I think that's my vibe. No, the guy, I get worried about this stuff, right? And the guy I got high with, he was like, dude, man, you gotta relax. You just gotta live a little. It's like, in this economy? I can't afford to be living right now. But it's weird. I mean, I don't know. Were you guys alive a few years ago? I don't know. I remember being alive a few years ago. I was sitting there and I was like, man, this is so affordable right now. They're practically giving this shit away for free. It's great.
1% of private rental properties in Australia are now affordable for full-time workers earning the minimum wage, according to a new report by Anglicare. Anglicare said that this year's rental affordability is the worst it's ever been for minimum wage workers. In just a few months, the Fair Work Commission will make a decision for the annual wage review, which will decide whether Australia's lowest paid workers will receive a much-needed pay rise. Despite record corporate profits and unaffordable rents, employer lobby groups are still lobbying for workers to receive real pay cuts of thousands of dollars a year.
I'm definitely not a minimum wage, but at the same time, like, if you make $80,000 and below, the struggle is real for all of us.
What is a cost of living recession? This is a term I think I made up, but it seems pretty apt for what we've got going on right now. Inflation is up in most parts of the world. The United States, I'm currently in Colombia, inflation is really high here. Africa, England, And basically what it means is that instead of a recession where like the stock market tanks, the housing market tanks, a ton of people get laid off, instead this recession's biggest problem will be the rising cost of living. Meaning for people like you and me, we are going to be most affected by this recession by the cost of groceries going up, cost of gas going up, cost of rent going up. And I think we all know that jobs are not matching the rate of inflation with their pay. So that means I think that the major problem is going to be people asking, how the fuck can I afford that? I actually think a lot of people will retain their jobs this recession. I just think those jobs won't pay enough and a lot of people will spiral into debt. It's a real fucking bummer.
The worst thing about it is knowing that the people who could change the course of this situation by increasing the minimum wage are the ones profiting out of it.
If the average person works 38 hours per week on a minimum wage of £10.42, that person earns £1,500 per month. If you're living in London, on average, you'll be paying £700 on rent per month, let's say. This leaves you with £800. Then you have to think about your other spends. Water, let's say £35. Gas and electric, if you have kids with separate rooms, let's say £130. Council tax, £120 roughly. Car expenses, if you're a commuter, let's say £270 per month. This includes road tax, petrol expenses, insurance, etc. TV license, £12. Phone bill, let's say £40. Wi-Fi broadband, £20 minimum. You've then got groceries and inflated prices. The average household shop comes to around £50 per week. That leaves this person with minus £12 per month. This is why hardworking people in today's economy are forced to take out loans and use credit schemes to make payments to enjoy the bare necessities of life. People who need help are not lazy overspenders, not living within their means. They're hardworking people who are just trying to get by with what they have. Sometimes it's impossible to live within your means.
Damn, minus £12? Minus £12? No, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Like the math do make sense, but I mean, like, what kind of grocery are you gonna do with only £50 per week? How?
In 1995, my dad was the manager of a flooring store. His yearly salary, he could afford a yearly vacation for my mom to stay home with my brother and I, 2 kids and 2 cars, and a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house with a whole unfinished basement. His salary was $40,000.
Thank you for watching this video, guys. So that's the end of the video. So if you like it, please like, subscribe, and let me know what you think down below. See you. Peace.